Whoa, wait a minute. Am I seeing this right? That's a topless mermaid holding a cross. This is the American port, right? Well, look at that, it is. Nintendo of America's two greatest no-nos, sex and religion, together at last. Anyways, Irem was very much a popular publisher back in Japan. However, today we'll be looking at their first port over to America, Sqoon. They released Sqoon in the US in 1987, and after that, nothing. Not until 1990. 3 whole years with only one game to capitalize on the US market. During that time, companies like Capcom, Konami, and Sunsoft were so prevalent, it was hard for Irem to fit into this new market when they returned, to the point where they just disappeared around 1994, only returning a little later, with not a lot of content. And much like their most popular title in the West, R-Type, a lot of what Irem released were shoot-em-ups, fittingly beginning with Sqoon. Sqoon is an underwater-themed shoot-em-up, which coincidentally was also the concept for another shoot-em-up Irem released in 1993 called In the Hunt, but that was developed by Irem themselves. Home Data returns again to work on yet another FamiCom game. Last time they did the ports of Sky Destroyer and Penguin Wars, however this is their first game where they developed it completely on their own, as Sqoon was an NES exclusive. Previously I said Home Data were very good programmers, and that helped Sky Destroyer and Penguin Wars stand out a lot more compared to, say, if they were developed by Tosei. But do they know how to make a game without something previous to go off on? Well, in my opinion, yeah. Your ship moves at a good speed, there wasn't much slowdown as I can see. Everything checks out fine as a Famicom game. Of course, I'm talking about production value here and not actual gameplay. So how do they do in that department? Hey, you want to hear this game's crazy story? 6 months ago on planet Neptune, the Neptunians realized their world is dying due to an incoming meteor causing Neptune, need I remind you, a planet made of mostly gas, to turn into a desert, thus causing the Neptunians to run out of their main source of nutrients. Get this, human flesh. Oh, I'm sorry, I guess I just wasn't aware of the human population of Neptune. So guess where all the humans are? That's right, Earth. So a select group of high-profile Neptunians, as well as the quote, beautiful Miss Neptune, traveled to Earth before Neptune was destroyed, and began harvesting humans by melting the polar ice caps, thus flooding the Earth. Meanwhile, underwater pirate Narkeen in his submarine Sqoon is summoned by the Earth Defense Force to help save the world, but not before Narkeen acts like a complete asshole. Are you asking me to help? I am the evil pirate Narkeen. If I help others, my reputation will be ruined. I won't be able to show my face in public again. Narkeen, don't say that! Thousands of people are captured in the Neptunians' undersea domes. Are you going to allow humans to become Neptunian food? That's what you get for eating so much fish, General. You're not as smart as you thought you were. Damn! That burned so hot, not even all the water on Earth now won't douse that flame. But eventually Narkeen gives in, because having the image of an evil pirate won't matter if everyone's eaten. But now that I think about it, if there's only a select few of Neptunians left, why do they need the entire population of Earth to eat? That's 5 billion people. Wouldn't it be better to just wait to kill them than prepare them as meat so you can eat it? And if the world's flooded, the humans will most likely die out, meaning they won't repopulating, meaning you'll die too. But at the end of the day, it's cheesy B-movie stuff. Getting mad at it is like getting mad at a wacky comedy for not taking itself seriously. Anyways, story time over. We got a game. It's a shoot 'em up, and you shoot stuff. Simple as that. Okay, it's not so simple because Home Data wanted to be original with their games. Here you actually have fuel that you need to replenish over time to keep the game moving. Of course you do this by shooting the prisons the humans are located in with a second weapon you have that goes straight down like in Xevious. So you rescue the people, but you need to drop them off at one of these islands. But how do you summon islands? With crabs, of course. Yeah, that's how it works in real life, right? That's how it works in this timeline where there's only 7 planets now. Sorry, Pluto. Now, that sounds simple, but let me ask you, why does this need to be this hard? I'm not exaggerating when I say this is one of the hardest shoot-em-ups I ever played. The biggest problem is most of the enemies. See, you only have a simple pea shooter bullet to take down every wave of enemy. And the worst thing about these enemies is that they come in a loop-de-loop fashion. Not in a straight line like in Gradius or something, no, a loop-de-loop. And believe me when I say they are everywhere. Eventually some enemies will come out in a straight line, but they make up for it by moving too fast for your reaction time. And there's no time to rest because every second later another group of them comes out of nowhere. even 2 groups at a time. It's really hard to save people or shoot the crab when you need to dodge these assholes that come out of fucking nowhere. And the crab itself is also a pain in the ass. Not only is it illogical that you need to kill a crab to collect its remains to summon an island to trade in saved humans, but why does it automatically come back to life in like a second if you don't collect it? Why? Why would you do that? Let's also talk about this island. Instead of immediately trading the humans for the fuel as soon as you both make contact, you have to repeatedly press B to get them onto the island. But instead of an easy trade, the guy just drops your fuel into the water, meaning you gotta collect that, meaning you'll most likely smack face first into an enemy trying to collect the essential for surviving this game. Am I the only one who notices how shithead of an idea this is? I guess you notice these killer whales hanging around your ship, or sharks I guess. Well, they don't kill you, thank God, but they'll steal the humans you're trying to rescue if you're not paying attention. They're not that annoying, and even then, what's the point if these humans get rescued? Most likely you'll die losing all the humans you have to the game's difficulty. And you must be thinking, isn't there any power-ups? Actually, yes. If you save the maximum of 9 people and trade them in, that guy will drop a power-up. Well, alright. And it's just a fast version of the pea shooter. Well, it does become a spread gun if you do this again. But let me ask you, do you think I was able to do it again? Die and your power-up is gone. That's easily the worst problem about this game. Everything in this game is a huge accomplishment just trying to complete, just due to the difficulty. And when the difficulty is just this intense to even get to the next level, it just doesn't feel accomplishing to play. Give it to Gradius to give you a single power-up after you die just to get back on your feet, but Sqoon is serious here. The Earth's flooded, motherfucker, and shit's real now, dog. If they just solved a few problems. Make all the enemies move in a straight pattern. Instead of a crab, just make the islands an automatic checkpoint, or at the very least, don't have the crab regenerate in lightspeed. Then maybe this game would be worth it. I don't want to treat the game like it's too hard and unplayable. I think that if you do enjoy a challenge in your shoot-em-ups, then this may be an underrated gem on the NES. I have a feeling everyone won't feel that way, but give it a shot if you're in for a rough time. But at the end of the day, this game is just a perfect allegory for itself. It's a game about saving the human population from a flooded planet, which feels impossible when you're one pirate in a submarine. But even if you save all the humans, what of it? 80% of the world is flooded, meaning either Sqoon Earth is going Wind Waker on us, or that's just the end of civilization. Just let the Neptunians eat you and get it over with. Especially the beautiful Miss Neptune. I'm a little curious after this what Home Data will do next, but strangely, Home Data would take a near 2-year break from the video game industry before returning in 1988. What was the cause for this hiatus? Of course we don't know, but we'll see if taking a 2-year break will be worth it. Eventually.